Hey guys, it's Cowan Hill and I'm back. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on with this like normal, and I'm just going to go over on this game my whole choice of class for rushing, and I'm going to try and explain every single bit. This is a rushing game with my kill streak set at 357, UAV, Predator and attack helicopter. There was actually no point of me saying 357 right there because I went ahead and said them anyway, but oh well. So I'm using a P90 with silencer. SMG is kind of the obvious choice for rushing, since they're close range weapons, and you know, they work really well at close range compared to other guns, and you can run quicker with them, which is an obvious benefit, especially as you're going to spend a lot of time sprinting. I have stun grenades, Semtex, and I can go into that a little bit. Stun grenades is kind of my obvious choice all the time. It's not, I guess it's not obvious, but that's my choice all the time. The advantage of flashes is they have kind of a bigger radius. Smokes, kind of, they do come in handy every now and again, but for the most part I think stuns help much more. There's nothing like getting stunned, it really gets on my nerves. But you know, you throw stuns quicker than flashes, if you didn't know, so that's why I kind of prefer them over flashes. I don't like to get killed whilst throwing a flash, because that's just annoying, especially if you flash stun after you've died. That kind of sucks. So you know, prefer stuns. Semtex, I prefer Semtex because tactical insurgents kind of seem a bit useless on TDM since the spawns constantly switch. Sometimes they might be useful, give you a bit of an advantage, but I think that Semtexes are gonna, in the end, work you more kills, and they have a bigger kind of radius than frags, so that's why I choose them over frags, or just regular grenades, as you might know it as. So I tend to, you know, pick Semtex for that, and also you can throw the old stun Semtex, so you stun around the corner and then throw the Semtex, and hopefully the guy who got stunned won't be able to run away from your Semtex, and you'll get an easy kill. And the stun's kind of a check stun, so you throw the stun, if you get a hit marker, you know there's a guy there, you can throw your Semtex, or just give you a warning anyway. But yeah, that's kind of the reason for that. I'm using Marathon, Stopping Power and Ninja. Ninja's kind of an obvious choice for rushing because you're going to be close range, you're going to be, you know, getting right up in the face of the enemy, and you don't want them to hear you coming, because that will kind of suck. You know, you're rushing behind, you get a nice, really good flank on their enemy team, you come round the corner, and two guys go, hold on a second, is that really loud footsteps running behind me? Turns around and ends your lovely kill streak, which you could have had when you're staring at the back of half the team, which you could have had nice easy kills and kept it going and got your kill streaks and all that sort of good stuff. Stopping Power, it's kind of personal preference. A lot of times I'll tend to use kind of cold-blooded on more maps like Downpour or big maps where you kind of want to be in their base, but if you die you're going to spawn miles away. Same with Marathon. You know, you want it on maps where if you die you're going to spawn very far away, so big maps, I guess. But yeah, Marathon and cold-blooded really go well together because you can really get behind the enemy on big maps. But I've chosen Stopping Power on this one because if you haven't got Host, Stopping Power is probably your best bet. But if you have got Host, then, and you feel like, you know, depending on whether the enemy team's good or not, then if they're not so good, go ahead and stick Lightweight on or Hardline, whatever you prefer. But if they're pretty good and they're getting UAVs and things like that, then Cold-Blooded is going to help you out a lot. Or if they're actually really defensive, maybe not so good but really defensive, like Wasteland, if they got like thermal snipers that just sit at the back, get right in there, get behind them and just rape them, because they're going to be, you know, what shall I do when they're trying to snipe out the window, and every time they do you come behind them with your cold-blooded and shoot them in the back, and no one can kill you. Because, you know, the more you annoy the enemy when you're rushing, I think the better it is, because, you know, you want to just be in their face and racking up kill streaks from behind enemy lines, and they're like, ah, stop him, somebody kill him, and then, you know, you get a lot of people rage quitting, especially when you start doing well and just start getting air support up. The only thing you really want to remember is when you get air support, which I'd recommend keeping low, like I have in this game, just because you're going to die a lot more in rushing, but even though you die a lot more most of the time, I didn't die many times in this game, but even though you die a lot more, you you know, you get more kills. So you know, it seems the general sort of rule. Yeah, I'd recommend kind of using low kill streaks, and if you get your kill streaks, depending on what kill streaks you got, like I've got 3, 5, and 7 here. I mean, once I get a predator, I do not run back and go, oh, I've got to call this in, hopefully get 7. Yeah, I would normally do, if I'm right in their base, just keep going and hopefully get 2 more kills, because you know the predators for using when you're in real safety or anything like that. And you can see the predator here as the game-winning kill. And yeah, I guess that's kind of it. Pretty short game, pretty nice score. Final score 39-3. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later.